right? You don't want to reach the end of your days, and as one of the great scholars of our time, John Piper said, and waste your life. You don't want to stand before the Lord and say, I wasted it. Like everything that you gave me was just a waste. You want to stand before God and be able to say to him, look at the return for your kingdom on your investment in me. This is how you do it. Romans 12, verses 1 through 2. This is Paul speaking. I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. This is not a bad thing. Presenting our bodies to God. This is worship. Everything that God has given us, when we trust in Jesus, there's this anxious awaiting for his return, and there's also this working for everything that God has given you. You are a holy sacrifice. You give it fully back to God. And you say to God, do with my life whatever you want. And this becomes worship. Jesus says in the parable, enter into the joy of your master. When you make good on the investment that God has given you, you give your life fully to God. And then he says, verse 2, do not be conformed to this world. Don't do what the world is doing. Don't live for yourself. Don't invest in yourself. Don't make this life all about you. Make it all about God. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed. How? By the renewing of your mind. That by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Another way is Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. You are a living sacrifice. When Christ saves you, when he invests that kind of love in you, when he's created you and designed you for his purposes and for his glory, you give your life back to him, and it's the best investment you can ever make. Like, wouldn't it be amazing if we had insider trading? I know that's illegal, but I'm just saying, like, you would be so wealthy, right? If you knew everything that was going to happen and you could invest accordingly, you'd be a billionaire so fast, it would be incredible. When it comes to life, we have insider trading. We have the Bible. God has given us the map to life. He has told us exactly how to live, how to be successful, how to live life to the full, how to have the most joy, how to have a successful marriage, how to raise your kids properly, how to do relationships, how to share the gospel. We have insider trading in this life. It's the Word. Will you read it? Will you listen to it? Will you apply it? Will you change your life according to it? If you will make the best investment in this life, because you will live a life that is glorifying to God.